Hey everyone, how's it going today, and welcome back to another second stimulus check and second stimulus package unemployment benefits extension update. I hope everyone is hopefully having a great start to the second day of December, as crazy it is that we've gotten this far. Although this video will probably apply over the next couple of days, even if you are watching this after this date. But basically, we have actually just received word about another brand new stimulus package. Right now, at this current time, there are currently 3 stimulus packages that have been written in the last 48 hours, which is a great thing because it does mean that they are starting to roll out a lot of news, especially with the urgency that they're about to be on vacation in about 2 weeks or so. So because of that reason, it's good that we're seeing all of this news in progress that's currently happening. But the current situation is that there is one package, which is basically the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus, that most of you guys probably already know about. If you guys are brand new here, welcome. Consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification button for future updates, and definitely check out that video if you haven't done so already. I won't talk too much about that in today's video. It has a photograph of Mitt Romney on it, so that's how you know if you guys are, and I might put it in the description or at the end screen. So it talks a lot more about that proposal, which is the $908 billion proposal. There's a second proposal now that was basically written by Nancy Pelosi, and I think it was negotiated between him and Stephen Mnuchin. And remember how we kind of mentioned how Pelosi and Mnuchin, they finally decided to meet up to talk for the first time yesterday. We haven't actually received word about what went on behind the closed doors, and we don't even have word about what's actually in that package. So definitely stay tuned for hopefully a future update that will talk a lot more about that package. But we have, however, received word about now a third package, and this package is basically a brand new package that was recently written by Mitch McConnell and basically the Republicans and that particular circle. It is basically, you could even say this is kind of like a skinny bill 2, or might even be a skinny bill 3 at this point. I mean, there's just been so many different bills, kind of depends on how you define each bill. But that's what we're going to talk about in today's update. We're going to be talking about this other brand new stimulus package now written by Mitch McConnell that has recently just been released. But before we begin, make sure you smash the like button if you can, because it does help to support this channel. Consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification button for future updates on stimulus checks and other finance topics, especially about unemployment. I have other videos in the description and at the end screen if you guys are interested in learning all about the different programs. And feel free to comment any questions, thoughts at any time. Even more true, actually, by the end of this video, I'd love to hear your personal thoughts about what you currently think about this brand new stimulus package, because in my personal opinion, after reading it, I think that this package is probably one of the most insane or extreme packages that I've ever seen. And it's not because it's particularly big, it's just because in the world of stimulus packages, when you have small and large packages, let's just say that it leans very extreme to one side. But you'll know what I kind of mean as we kind of watch through and learn about this package in today's video. Stay tuned for that. So of the 3 packages that are currently being put on the table, one is basically the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus 2.0. I talked a lot more about that in the previous video, so definitely check that out if you guys are interested in more details. But this is basically going to be the fast answer about what that particular bill involves. The second stimulus proposal is going to be the one that's written by Nancy Pelosi, and it's being talked about with her and Chuck Schumer and Stephen Mnuchin. It has not been revealed to the public yet. However, there is a lot of talks to think that I think a lot of people think that there's going to be some talk about a $600 unemployment benefits extension. So that is the really great news, but we don't have confirmed details, and we'll probably have a future video about that. So definitely stay tuned and subscribe for that. Hopefully coming soon, likely even just maybe even tomorrow or the next couple of days. That's when we think it's going to likely come. But the third stimulus package that we're going to be focusing on today is going to be the Mitch McConnell skinny bill /230, depending on how you count it. But basically, this package is going to be a brand new skinny bill that I believe it's priced at something around like in the $500 billion range. So this is a very small package, which probably means that it's going to be easy to literally run through and talk about. In this package, they are going to be doing $332 billion for small businesses. I believe within that 332, because remember, for small businesses, there's also different programs within small businesses. So like a grant, a loan, PPP. I believe $250 billion is going to be put towards the PPP program. $105 billion is going to be dedicated to schools and education, basically trying to get students to go back to school. $31 billion is used for the vaccine development. So everything around trying to create the vaccine, deliver the vaccine, trying to, send it out to different areas, storing everything around the vaccine. And then $16 billion is going to be dedicated to contact tracing and pandemic testing. So this is about actually dealing with the pandemic, like before the actual vaccine situation. There's going to be $20 billion that basically goes to farm. So like farms and agriculture. So, keeping our farms and food sources, alive and well. And then next is going to be the liability protection for business owners. So what this is that it's really just to be able to help anyone that's a business owner, whether it's a small business owner or a large business owner, for basically being able to continue running without having fear that they're going to be sued. Basically like a protection insurance for anyone that's a business owner. But beyond this, I think the only other thing that they're really going to be doing is basically going to be an extension of the unemployment, specifically the PUA unemployment. Because remember, the PUA is supposed to be ending at the very end of December 2020, so December 31st, 2020. They're going to be extending the PUA unemployment by 1 month into January 2021. But beyond this, that's pretty much it. That's literally pretty much Mitch McConnell's skinny bill. So there is not going to be any kind of stimulus checks in Mitch McConnell's skinny bill. There is no stimulus checks. They don't even have any kind of unemployment benefits like boost extension. So they are extending the PUA, but there is not going to be any kind of 100, not even a 100, 2, 3, 4, 5, not even a 6, of course not a 6, but not even a $100 unemployment benefits boost extension to it. It's basically just going to be an extra 1 month for people on PUA. And shockingly, surprisingly, in this stimulus package, not even state and local government is getting any money. So not only is this going to be a hit to the majority of us, whether we are on unemployment or not, but it's also going to be a massive hit, actually, even to the government themselves. And because a lot of state governments are not even going to get their own funding. And the significance of this really is because hopefully, I think that even if you don't like your federal government, especially maybe after hearing all of these, well, not all, but some of these packages going on, I think hopefully there may be at least more people that will at least be able to like their state government. So the people that maybe their governors, not always, like there's obviously still some people that have some kind of conflict, but there are still some like governors that have actually come through. Like I believe in New Mexico and Colorado, I think they passed their own mini stimulus package. But the significance of this, what it really is because there are a lot of states that are running very, very low on money right now. But thankfully, some of them actually have some leftover CARES Act money, actually, from the very first stimulus package. So they're trying to use a lot of that funding that they had to try to create their own smaller stimulus package, which is exactly what actually has already been approved, thankfully, in New Mexico. I believe Georgia has rental assistance, and then I think Colorado has their own small fund or stimulus check of some kind. But the idea basically is that what this basically means is that if the states and local government cannot even get their own funding to run their own state, it basically means that it also means that a lot of talks about future stimulus package / proposals within their own state as well won't even be able to happen. It basically strips the power from everyone. That basically means the power from us, because obviously, if you're unemployed, we don't get the booster. And it also, of course, even takes it from the governor themselves now. Even the local state governors and mayors and city count, like people that run the much more local areas instead of just the whole giant Fed as a whole. But beyond this, that's basically the second of the 3 proposals that we currently have details about. I personally would love to hear your thoughts about it, because I think especially this Mitch McConnell proposal, there were a lot of people that, even a lot of the Democrats actually voiced that they were actually very offended by it. So that's why I'd really just love to hear your personal thoughts about it, especially because I think it's important to notice that, keep in mind that Mitch McConnell, who just proposed this package, he was just elected into the Senate for the 7th time. So in a more objective way to look at it, I sometimes, when I look at this situation, I think it's very insane how we literally have someone that was voted in after 7 terms that you would think logically to a foreigner who maybe doesn't know anyone about, like, you know, the government of the US, if you had to tell a foreigner that we have a governor, or rather just a politician that represents us, you know, inside of the Senate, and that he you know, has won the term 7 times, you would probably think he has to have something really great going for him, right? But the insane thing is that our Senate Majority Leader, who literally has won the election 7 terms, this is what he basically gave us. So I'd really just love to hear your personal thoughts about it. Now, we did also receive feedback about the Problem Solvers Caucus, the $908 billion bill from yesterday. It still very much is on the table, but I believe the story is that Mitch McConnell didn't see it very highly. I think is that he didn't really look too favorably about it. It technically is still there, and it technically could also still very much change and get modified. But at this current time, I just know that, and I think that's probably the reason why he came up with his own, like, other own brand new skinny bill, is because he just didn't see it very fondly, or very well received is probably the fast way to put it. But that's what I basically want to cover in today's video, introducing to you guys this brand new stimulus package. One of the next future videos is probably going to now be about the Nancy Pelosi package, so definitely stay tuned for that. With that being said, remember to smash the like button if you haven't done so. Hopefully you found some insight into it. Consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification for future updates on stimulus, especially about the new proposal that's hopefully going to be coming soon, and then also the progress within each of these proposals that's going to be happening. And feel free again to comment any questions, thoughts about anything, especially about your personal thoughts about this stimulus proposal, because I think that it's probably one of the most extreme proposals that I've probably read in a while. The fact that, yeah, we already basically know about it, but I'd love to basically hear your thoughts about it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and I hope to see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much again.